Next, we just moved to biceps. And I started out with, reverse preacher on the back end with a dumbbell. And basically, I like that angle, constant tension on the bicep. And you could really just focus on the movement, kind of like a concentration curl in a sense. I just really wanted to isolate that bicep head and get a good squeeze, get a good contraction before I moved on to anything else. The next exercise, we went to a standard bicep curl with an EZ bar, and we worked our way up and then did the drop set fashion. I used the close grip. It's more of a natural position. We call it prison style around here, but but it's just one of those tried and true movements. You saw I kept my arms kind of pinned to the body, didn't let my elbows travel forward. I was trying not to really use momentum by kind of keeping a slight lean forward. It just helps me challenge my biceps. As I fatigued, of course, I was pushing a little bit and resting between sets, but that's the design. I wanted to just finish those biceps as quick as possible. Drop set. The final exercise that we used for biceps were the pose curls. Despite how they look, uh, they're like a show exercise, I would say, but they really work the bicep differently than any other movement that I use. I really do feel it a lot in the peak for some reason. I can't really explain it, but I continue to do it for that purpose. It feels different than any other movement. And I kind of keep constant tension in the movement and use more of a pumping range of motion than I would use on traditional exercises for that movement. We're done with biceps, and that was like 3 exercises, but like I said, I don't spend too much time on those. We went to triceps, and we started with the rope. I typically like to start with the rope, and I push through and crank the wrists rather than just pulling the rope apart. I like to push through, down, and crank the wrists. I get a harder contraction that way in the triceps. And I really use that exercise to warm up those elbows and get a lot of blood flow around the joint. So when I'm working into other movements, it's just a whole lot more comfortable. I know a lot of bodybuilders use that technique these days, and it's definitely an effective route instead of just going straight to a compound movement like close grip, bench press, or anything like that. Oh, God. Yeah. After that movement, I used a cable crossover tricep extension, so to speak. Basically, you start crossed arm and you finish with arms extended to the side. It's really just pulling that tension all the way across the body, utilizing the triceps. It's a great range of motion, that movement, but the contraction I find is just really intense in that position. So I use that because it's just effective. And when you're about to throw that back double bicep shot or hit a lat spread, you can think about locking those triceps out to add that extra added effect before you hit the shot. The next move we used was I guess to say tricep press down, push down, where I'm up over the bar and really pushing the bar down. I know a lot of guys do it with the single rope, the single cable, and that cable kind of gets in the way. You got to figure out which side you're gonna put your head on. So I like to use that. I use that pull down setup where I can put my head in the middle of the two cables, and it allows for just a cleaner position and push down in that position. Just really, really effective. Plenty of people probably used it, but you get that more natural push, and you're not having to worry about, am I leaning too far to one side? Is one arm getting more work than the other? Yeah. Well, first of all, I always like to shout out and give a thanks to Steve Blackman, Muscular Development Magazine. Definitely some of the best content in the industry. The go-to site around bodybuilding. We all know these guys really do a good job of covering the industry, and my hat goes off to them. Also want to give a shout out to my home gym here in Murfreesboro, Olympus, for allowing me to shoot again, turning on the music, and it just opened up the doors for me each and every time I need to do something in here. I really take my hat off to those guys, and I appreciate Sean for just showing me love and being supportive of my bodybuilding career. I'd like to thank my wife for helping me stay on top of things, doing those behind-the-scenes things that sometimes I get lost in.